Shall we do one? All right, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, here we go.
The whole show in that voice.
That 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we go. Hey, do you like podcasts in your ear holes? Do you like podcast up your nose holes? Do you like podcast up your holes? Then we have the show for you. It's this one. It's Horseshoes and Hand Grenades, episode 409 for January 4th, 2018. Fickle flax seeds. Oh, that's the wrong button. Hold on a second there.
Yay, New Year!
The new year, new show, same probs. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Horseshoes and Hand Grenades, the show that brings you the latest and greatest and odd, crazy news from all over the planet. We go out into the snow. We gather some of the snow that is the news. We put it inside a bucket. We take that bucket inside, we microwave it, and instead of melting, that bucket of snow becomes a small beast made of snow that runs around your house and poops on your floor. We gather that stuff, and then we put it in another machine, and then that turns into the news. And the news is delivered to you in a bucket, and there's buckets of news and poop and monsters everywhere, and it's just exactly what you needed in your life. That's what this show is all about, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Steven, joined as always by the amazing, the wonderful, the talented Smashly. How are you doing, Smash?
I'm sniffing a disc of pink grapefruit and sweet orange oil.
I really expected that sentence to end with glue.
A disc of glue.
I picked a bad week to stop sniffing glue. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Steven, as always, and we're here to give you that news that I just explained in a horrible way. That
was boobs.
It was some crap. It is.
Stuff.
Gosh, I have been slow because I keep staying up late. I'm like sitting here.
I see every time you're on Stardew Valley because Steven and I are best friends on Switch.
Oh, I forgot to make you my bestie. Hey, if you have a Switch, shoot me your Switch friend code on the old Discord there at twodorks.net/Discord. If you're not a part of it, you should be. Send me your friend code. I'd love to be your friend. Maybe not your best friend, but I'll know what you're playing when you're playing it. So when you fire up Miss Tussauds Lovely Lady Locks or whatever the game is that you're downloading with your porno player there, I'm going to know about it.
What the hell, Steven?
I don't think there's any porn games. By the way, have you ever looked at Twitch's banned games list? I'm going to read you some of the. I started to tweet about it the other day, and I just decided not to because there's no way to be disgusted enough with the list of prohibited games on Twitch. And there's two things that are wrong with it. The fact that there's a prohibited games list at all, and the fact that there is, like, some of these games, like, the titles are disgusting.
Like
and I
what?
think to myself, like, who
I'm excited now.
are you?
You're building up, and I need
You need the release, you would say. You need to see building, but at some point it's got to be over. There is a game.
This is not tantric showing.
Their
tantric
list
podcast.
BMX XXX is one, and I remember this actually came out on PlayStation 2 or something, or PlayStation 1, and it was like pixelated boobs everywhere. But
I was thinking Triple X like the movie, and I'm like,
this is BMX with nude people.
Okay,
there's
that's weird.
Porno Studio Tycoon.
What?
Yeah, that's a game that exists in the world.
Do you harangue people on your couch until they join your movie?
I have no idea. This one I've actually seen a picture of because it was on a Kotaku article or something. Genital jousting. You're basically two wieners that chase each other around the screen.
Okay, that sounds fun. I'm sorry, but I would play that.
That was pretty bad. They have one. What is it called? Oh, the Maiden Rape Assault, subtitled "Violent Semen Inferno." What the crap is that?
What is that about? Wait, one more time.
The Maiden Rape Assault, Violent Semen Inferno. What? Like, who makes a game called that?
Okay, like maiden rape is just awful.
That's terrible as it is.
And what is it? Violent semen?
Violent semen inferno.
Okay, so
Yesh's punk band name is Violent Semen.
It really sounds like violence. What? Okay, so how could semen be violent? Because it's pretty much inert.
It has no I guess you could have some violent sperm in there. They like fly in there like the Spartans.
And then do they catch on fire, or is it like a Sharknado, like a Spermnado, like a Spermnado Inferno?
Fire.
Can we please just change the show title to Spermnado?
No, that's gross. I'm not putting that on a feed anywhere. But there's a few. It's like Dramatical Murder. I don't know what that is. Criminal Girls. I can only imagine. 3DX Chat. Then there's all these games like named Sakura. So apparently there's a series of Sakura games. Sakura.
Flower.
There's Beach 1 and 2, which you can imagine. Dungeon, Fantasy, Santa, Sakura Santa.
Why is because that was a TV show I used to watch.
I have no idea.
It was adorable and awesome, and
apparently it's a banned game on the thing. So, but here's the thing that stands out to me that is the most perplexing, because the world has evidently changed since 2002, and that is Second Life is banned from Twitch.
Why?
Second Life, I don't know, because when I was on Second Life for like 5 minutes back in 2003 or 4, I wandered around and I didn't see anything that was even remotely bad, but apparently it's become a haven for sexual deviance. And I didn't know. I'm the old man in the room.
How is this? Why are you like this, internet? I left you for a week and this is what you've turned into?
This all happened in a week. All these games were developed and banned by Twitch, like, since you were gone.
So apparently the Sakura games are like hentai date games.
Oh, those are the games where you're like, it's an anime chick and you're really trying to date her.
Yeah.
Oh,
she
yeah.
juggles dates with 2 different girls on Valentine's Day, a visual novel.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's one with her bending over called Sakura Maid.
Oh.
Sakura. Oh, I want to see the Santa one. Oh, there's just boobs. Santa is boobs. That
makes sense. Yeshbot actually says the internet as a whole is a haven for sexual deviance, which is probably true.
I agree with that.
I was stunned because I'm like, who takes their time in their life and sits down to develop, I'm going to write a game today. What shall I write a game about? Oh, the only thing I know everything about, and that's porn. I can write a game about porn. Surely someone would buy a game
make money,
about
right?
porn.
Like, that would be easy.
Right, but hey, one dude spent 4 years making a game about farming, and he's like the man, and he's like, I just made all kinds of money selling a game about farming on every platform known to man. And to be fair, it's not just farming; it's a life simulator.
What are those things called again?
The Junimos.
Junimos.
Oh,
Why can I never think of the name?
I put a sticker on my notebook, and I left my notebook downstairs. Segura games are $10 a pop, according to Subject to Change. So there's people buying this stuff, but Twitch isn't letting you play it on the air.
Which I get. Like, I mean, like, because let's be honest, Twitch is mostly millennials and 10-year-olds.
There's some of us over 30s out there.
You're technically a millennial, dude.
Okay. I am this close to not being one. Like the break, when I looked at the chart, like 1985 is like the cutoff for the previous generation. Like 1985, when I was born, is like the first year of millennialness. I'm barely a millennial. I have so little in common with anyone that identifies as a millennial. It's ridiculous. You look at me and my sister. She was born in 91. Way more millennial than me.
Yeah, that's true.
By like a million miles. She is
that's
millennial.
True.
You're a Gen X, right? Doesn't that make you like the cool like Pepsi generation? Like the commercials were all like Gen X, Pepsi, whatever.
I don't know what I am. I think I like avocados on my toast, so.
Yeah, that kind of makes you a weirdo.
But
millennial.
I did that before it was cool.
You're trying to kill McDonald's, you millennial person. You.
I hate McDonald's. I don't like. McDonald's is such a racist bullshit entity to me that just. Oh my God. Like, I don't, every time I see a McDonald's commercial, I'm like, you were advertising at minorities so hard. And you're like, I would love to give you heart disease that you can't afford to fix.
They really
Pickles.
was it because are you talking about the urban move to McDonald's urban push where they were like we're hip?
Like every Mickey D's commercial I've ever seen is so, like I'm just sitting here I'm like, oh my God, like do you want to advertise like behind the McDonald's lot is an abortion clinic? Like you want to do that too? Just say buy one Mickey D's nugget, get one abortion free.
Get yourself an Egg McMuffin, then get rid of your baby.
God, like
come on down.
I feel like somebody in their marketing department should be like, guys, like, I don't. Maybe this isn't okay.
I don't see that because it's all McCafe now. They're all like, we want to be the place where you hang out and write your novel and drink your coffee. And I'm like, I don't really want to do that. You know, I don't really want to sit around and smell grease and write my.
Oh, we didn't play Crun's thing.
I couldn't load it because I'm logged into the wrong freaking account. I tried and I couldn't get it pulled up, and we were running out of time. Things didn't work out, but I had it.
Well, at least you remembered.
I remembered. I just didn't. I couldn't.
I feel like I need to give Crud my phone number so he can be like, please play. He's like, you talk to people on the internet, and then you actually like. It past their like internet persona, you see like a glimpse. You're like, oh wow, you're really good at what you like. Arrow. It's just like I didn't know you could draw, but he's amazing. And apparently, he's thinking about starting up a podcast on homebrewing. Which please do the thing.
The Arrow. I thought he's doing a podcast on homebrew RPG stuff.
Oh, that's even cooler.
Yeah, like
I don't give a crap about
and
beer.
he's got one. I'm subscribed to it. The RPG homebrewing podcast. Oh well, he should.
Yes,
he should because that
That's
would
cool.
be amazing.
Like everybody's so freaking talented and awesome.
You're all beautiful people, is what we're trying to say.
Okay, Zaf, if you want to talk about actual beer brewing, please start a chat with McFly. I don't know why I'm looking at the chat instead of the camera, but my entire downstairs is full of carboids and like things to drain them and things to carry them and just beardy beer.
Oh yeah, there's beer. If you want to talk homebrew, the McFly is the guy you want to talk to. Our wonderful producer who gathers the show for us, Jacob.
If you want to talk about alcohol at all, Jacob's your man.
Alcohol and cigars. Hang out with him, chit chat. It'll be great. It's really unfortunate he couldn't come to the Dragon Con and meet you at Ted's for the 5 minutes we talked.
Oh, it was so cool.
Would have been
so cool.
It would have been good. It would have been real good. Two brews.
Can we go to Dragon Con again to meet you guys?
I can't go this year. I can't go this year. You can go. You can go if you want. You can go anytime.
Go without you? Like that's awful.
What am I walk away and go wander around to my weirdo podcasty heroes, and you get to go watch like people with stars on their buttholes and stuff.
Oh, it was amazing.
That's your.
It was everything I needed Dragon Con to be. It was just fantastic. Well, we wanted to bring Jacob. Jacob was actually had a ticket and slated to go, but the house I am currently in now was not necessarily a house at the time.
Yeah.
And Jacob was in panic mode, like, I need to swing a hammer or we're not going to have anywhere to move.
Yeah, conditions were not perfect.
Yes.
They decided to buy a house and then fix it, and it just got in the way of our nerd weekend.
It really did. It was so awful. I was so, like, I was considering not going. Like, that's how panicked we were. And Jacob's like, no. Like, proving that he's an amazing human being. He's like, I will suffer and sweat and be miserable. You go have fun and don't sleep.
He's like, out of the list of people you've been excited about, I know maybe one of them by name and not by what they actually are. So clearly this is your scene. You can go. It'll be great.
It was so much fun.
Oh, it's fun. So anyway, we've been talking for 15 minutes now and have yet to do anything related to what we normally do. Well, actually, this is Horseshoes and Hand Grenades. This is what we do.
This is like, it's so funny that every other show at the very minimum we're like, man, we haven't done the show yet. And I'm like, this is the show. This is
it. I keep trying to convince myself that this show is an odd news show, but really at the end of the day, this is just a chit chat show about whatever.
That has the occasional news story that
There's
pops
a
up.
story in it. Well, let's go ahead and give you this. A factoid of the week. Soft contact lenses were first introduced to the U.S. in 1971. That's pretty awesome. I wear soft contact lenses. I'm thankful for the.
To that?
Was there more?
The soft contacts were introduced in 1971, but hard contacts, which were became about first, was 1938.
Those were actually used in the Victorian era. Did you know that? They had contacts for your eyes in the Victorian era. You probably got staph and stuff though.
Oh, so the reason I was thinking about that is because I went to a new optometrist recently, and I've decided I hate my glasses. Like, oh my god, they will not stay on my face.
The new ones?
Yes.
They look so good though.
They will not stay on my face, and they rub right here and leave these teeny tiny little bumps on my nose, and I'm like, F you, like just hook behind my ears and stay. And I wait till my head heats them up, and I will bend them back into place. They're plastic. I will mold them back into place.
Yeah.
That's all they do when they go fit your glasses. They just
bend
the plastic into a warmer, and I've done it a billion times, and it still will not freaking stay. It just plops back to its shitty Chinese made bullcrap or racist a-hole.
Swear jar. But
a-hole doesn't count.
You did say BS though, which does count.
Dork. Damn it, subject's gonna be shit! Fuck! Crap! Ow!
There's two. That's one and then another. Just
no! This is gonna be so no! I was wanting to keep it under 5. The rest no, it is 5!
Yeah, it is 5. It is 5. We're good. If the audio listeners, I'm really sorry you're missing out on this, but the swear jar on the screen for everyone who's watching live is fantastic.
I officially cannot speak the rest of the show, so if you could just carry this by yourself, that would be great.
That's awesome. Well, since you can't speak, I'll go ahead and just do a world news.
Okay.
Explode everybody's ears in the process. Everybody's ears. Court orders dentist to pay his own mother for raising him. What? I guess this is the part where my mom calls me tomorrow and is like, hey, heard you had a story about somebody who paid their mom for, raising them. And I'll be like, here's my money. That's not true. My mom loves me. She would never ask me for money. She could, though. Mom.
Your mother gives us money. She's like, oh, you need a microphone? Here's $300.
That was loud sub, and I'm very sorry for all the ears out there, but I fixed it. Taiwan's top court has ordered a dentist to pay his mother around 554,000 pounds as a reimbursement for the money she spent raising and educating him. The Supreme Court upheld a previous ruling that the 41-year-old, identified by his family name Chu, should honor a contract he signed with his mother 20 years ago, promising to repay her. Oh, he signed a contract, legally binding. The plaintiff, surnamed Lowe, divorced her husband in 1990 and raised their 2 sons on her own. Worried that nobody would look after her when she got old, Lowe signed the contract signed the contracts with her sons after they both turned 20, stipulating they must pay her 60% of the net profit from their incomes. What kind of mom does that, though? Like
somebody in a culture that
they thought they would just throw her in the trash. So here's 60%. Is a lot of your income, man.
Dude, after what I've seen about what goes into raising a kid, I'm okay with that.
Asking for 60% back.
Yeah,
no, but there's when you become a parent, you don't expect things back. You just give. You give and you give and you hope they buy you a Coke and a donut someday when you're old in the retirement home. That's really the best you can ask for.
That's a huge reason a lot of people want to have kids. They're like, who's gonna take care of us when we get older?
Yeah, it's a thing. You got, if you don't have a big family or brothers and sisters that you can all hang out and play bingo together, what do?
Yeah.
And it's
and then if you're all in similar age,
you're gonna start
ride little old lady like me and Stephanie riding together with 90 years old to our doctor's appointments.
I just want you to own a Cutlass Supreme when you're like 80. Like that's the car that you have to have as an 80-year-old. I don't care what generation you're in. Like you're not gonna be driving around a fancy pants Ford Escape. I want to see you in the widest boat-like car that exists on the road. So when you veer it around, you just take out everything.
Oh my God, Stephanie does not like when I drive. I was driving Jacob's truck and she was panicking the entire. She's like, "Stop talking! You can't talk and drive." And I'm like, "What?" And then she was like She was mimicking me driving, and she was like cranking stuff and stomping her feet. And I'm like, "I literally do none of that while I'm driving. This car requires no cranking. Why am I cranking things?"
She never complains about my driving. I'm perfect.
What's the Alvin and the Chipmunks car that the lady drove? How come there were chipmunks in the human world and nobody thought anything like
what Chipmunks car?
The Alvin and the Chipmunks, the lady that drove the big pink Bodie thing.
The what? I don't even remember this.
Like the chick in Alvin and the Chipmunks. I don't remember her name. She was like an old lady with gray hair and she talked really loud or something.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, there's chipmunks that talk in
right. I know Alvin and the. I'm familiar with Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Right.
I don't know what old lady.
And they're like top chart, and everybody's like, "Oh yeah, the singing chipmunks."
And we're all okay with it. We're just like, "Oh, the Chipmunks are great." I was great. I had the first record I ever owned was a Chipmunks record.
But why? It's just like you can Snapchat chipmunk your voice now. Okay.
Somebody just decided it would be fun to make their voice high pitched on a recording and then sing stupid songs. And they're like, "Holy crap, we about to make some money because kids are gonna die. This is gonna be the greatest thing ever."
Old lady out in the shit. I'm searching this.
You search it. I'll read the rest of the story.
Okay.
The Supreme Court said the contract was valid as Chu was an adult when he signed it, and that as a dentist, he was capable of repaying his mother. It ordered him to pay Taiwanese money. 20. I don't know what that TW means. 22.33 million Taiwan money, which equates to $744,000. Yes, $744,000. Miss Miller, is that her name?
Yes.
Oh, there's an Alvin and the Chipmunks Wikia?
Yeah, but look at I always say it Wikia.
I always say Wikia.
That's so funny.
That is kind of funny. Wikia actually sounds better than what I say. This is it, Miss Miller. She's with the Beatrice Miller.
Yeah, but she drives like a car or something.
She drives a car or something.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I hate you all.
Lo accused her sons of ignoring her after they both started relationships, saying their girlfriends even sent her letters through their lawyers demanding her not to bother her sons. She filed the lawsuit 8 years ago, and when they refused to honor the contracts, the older son eventually paid her 5 million Taiwan money to settle the case. Her younger son claimed that the contract violated good customs, as raising a child should not be measured in financial terms, and went to court against his mother. Lo appealed all the way to the Supreme Court after lower courts ruled in favor of her son. Cases of abuse and abandonment of senior citizens have been on the rise in Taiwan in recent years, prompting calls for a law to jail adults who fail to look after their elderly parents, although it is yet to pass. That's terrifying. Like, not everything needs a law. Like, not everything needs... I know a guy, and he's pretty strong-willed, opinionated fellow. He wants a law for literally everything he disagrees or thinks should not exist.
My dad?
No. And like, it's an intelligent person, remarkably left-wing. Not that I'm not saying it's a good or bad thing, but like, everything needs law. Where I'm more like centrist. I'm like, we don't need laws for everything. We just need social consequences for people who suck. You know, like just...
It's all great and fine when you're just like, I want a law for this, but I'm like, okay, well, if you set the precedence of the law for everything, when something happens that you don't agree with, that's going to become a law.
Right.
Like, that's how Brave New World happens. Like, there's laws for breeding because some people should not freaking breed.
Yeah, you could say there should be a law against people who breed when they're on welfare because they don't have the capacity to take care of the children. And it's like, no, that's jacked up. Like, you can't police reproductive right. Like, this is how it works. You can't just be like, I'm going to take your wiener off so you can't make babies. And then when you are in a better place, I'll put some wieners back.
Right. Like, just because it would make things go a little more smoothly if there were some breeding laws in place.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
Steven, you've got to read. Oh.
Yeah, but China's not exactly a glowing standard for how to treat humans.
Yeah.
I mean, they literally, if you own a car in China, you run over somebody, who cares? Like, you have a car and they don't.
I mean, that's what happens when you have a culture with that many people that the different values are placed on different genders. I mean, it's just it's a machine, right? Like that's how their culture is. That's how their government's been set up is we work as a machine. We're the Borg. If we lose one, someone will come in and take the place.
Exactly. I've watched videos of people, not like videos, like security footage of a bus hitting a dude in China, and his issue was like, the dude is laying in front of my bus. It's not I hit the dude. It's like the dude was walking in front of me. I hit him, and I still need to go forward because I'm in a bus. Like,
I mean, not that wouldn't happen here currently.
We have those two. It's called Alabama. It's just like, for instance, this dude wanted to put a law in place that would have, he was like, there should be a law against people taking their children to church. And I'm like, what the crap are you even talking about? He's like, they just shouldn't be allowed to take a kid to a church. And I'm like, you are a crazy person. Like, for one thing, you know good and well that I go to a church with my child, and you're casually mentioning this to me like I'm going to agree with you. Like, no. And you can't tell me what I can and cannot do for my children. I will punch you in the throat. And then it's like, I disagree with you completely. Well, I know. I say, some things you barely hang on once you know that the other person disagrees with you. It's like, oh yeah, maybe I misspoke when I said, no, you meant it. And you're just all uncomfortable now because I'm like, no, you're a crazy person who's really wrong. And there were other things. There's been other things. I'm just like, why are you writing this stuff in public? You can't just make laws. There should be a law against this and a law against that. It's like, well, what if the other guy on the other side of the aisle wants a law against what you want? What if they make a law against talking about climate change? Like, you would be upset. It's crazy. Hate laws. Laws suck. Everybody should just punch everybody in the throat who doesn't do the things that are right and just.
I like how when you start going on a rant, subject starts his Steven hates this, Steven hates that. Currently, Steven hates backpedaling.
If you're going to say a thing, own it. If you need to clarify your intention, that's fine.
I like when people recognize that maybe their initial assessment of something wasn't correct based on new evidence, and they can go, you know what? Maybe you're right. But yeah, when they're just backpedaling because they're like, oh shit, someone doesn't agree with me. Crap!
Right, yeah. Exactly. Like, you can't do that. You can't just be all, he doesn't agree with me, so now I'm going to just pretend I didn't say it or come up with some other thing. Crazy people. Sorry, I was trying to find the thing that keeps my laptop from falling asleep. Got it. I'll tell you what's right and wrong. I'll let you know.
Okay, if Steven was my moral compass, because he is, I would be okay.
I'm not. No, don't do that to me. I did have friends that would look to me when they had like some sort of moral conundrum. I was like, dude, I don't know. I'm a 21-year-old idiot. I'm just going to tell you what I feel like might be the right thing. They're like, but you're my Jiminy Cricket. I'm like, no, don't give me that responsibility. Stop it.
I broke the internet.
You still look like you're doing fine to me.
Okay, we're good here.
Yeah, you look
Steven,
fine. Yeah.
Jacob said when you guys went and saw Star Wars that you saw the trailer for A Quiet Place.
Yes. Yes. I recommend everybody out there check that thing out. That was pretty rad.
I posted the link in the chat. Also, I've cursed like 7 times and nobody's caught it, and I'm so excited right now.
Crap. We got to pay better attention, everybody. I'm not allowed to call it out because if I do, then it's predictive swearing. Because they only see it 40 seconds later, but they see it in the chat immediately.
Oh, you can't just add it when I haven't actively cursed, sub.
You know you swore, though.
No, but I didn't. It was only twice.
Sub is trustworthy.
No, you can't. Now you're adding. Now I get a swear.
You have to take one swear off, sub.
I'm gonna randomly curse, and I get to have it.
Swear minus. Yeah, he did say you swore 7 times. That's true.
Exaggerate, homie.
I think you can do swear and a number, and it'll just set it to that number as well. So if you miss a lot, you can just go swear 10.
Or if I go off on a tangent.
It'll set it to 10. This is just really fun. I'm really enjoying the swear jar, and I think
this was a good idea that you had. I mean,
forever.
not for me.
It's really fun for me. I'm having a great time. Let's do some small town news. Let's do it. If I can, that window needs to be in focus. Was that more peaceful for your ears?
More peaceful.
Yeah.
This is I have itches. I'm so annoyed that your thing looks better on your head than my thing because I have the ploop.
Well, your camera is like from like MySpace angles, so you got a different.
Well, I had it on the computer, but apparently Jacob hates what I do with the camera. Like hates it.
Yeah, well,
hates it. So every time I do what is good and comfortable for my neck angle, he moves it.
Like top down. I have the more direct. I kind of like a little bit more elevation to the camera, but I can't do that because I don't have a space for it.
Mine's on a 15-foot flagpole right now.
Yeah, it's perfect.
So, yeah, I'm good with it. Trendy raw water can reportedly give you hepatitis. What is raw water?
Raw water? Oh, it's water that is, I don't know. It's probably something the SWAT team's going to take you out for.
Yeah, probably.
Like raw milk.
You can buy raw milk here. It's just for pet use only.
Yeah, you have to label it that way, or a SWAT team will descend on your farm and take your dog and nail it to a wall somewhere until you quit doing raw milk dealing, you bloody savage. You're like, it's freaking raw milk. Like, if someone wants to buy it, more power to them. Sorry.
Right? It's like, holy crap. You can buy pseudo meth from the government because they can charge you for it, but you can't buy effing milk.
Can I please get a prescription for raw milk, since you're freely giving away prescriptions for opioids that are destroying the Appalachian states like candy? Oh, you want oxycodone? We got that, but that medical marijuana, that's illegal. You're gonna have to hold on a minute on that. I can't just give you that.
And everybody knows that if you like things from the earth, then you're a pagan, nature worshiping son of a bitch, and you can't have that. So we got to regulate.
Makes my head hurt. The logic that goes through that Keebler elf's brain.
There's no logic. It's money. Damn it! Shit.
It's 2. That's 2.
It doesn't count if I swear for getting caught swearing. I hate you all. Steven, this is the worst idea you've ever.
I'm so happy. All right, read the raw water. Let's keep this up. Get mad again.
A new health craze that has many people paying high prices for unfiltered water is also reportedly putting those Americans at risk for diseases like hepatitis and norovirus.
I believe that.
This is what life straws were made for. Like, if you're going to drink out of, like, where are you getting raw water from?
They're like, I went to a dirt road and found a horse hoof print with a puddle in it, and I just sucked it out with a straw.
I mean, if this was, I don't know, 400 years ago when you were roaming around in nature and everything looked like a Hyrule, by all means drink out of the running water around you. You still can't drink out of standing water because that's awful. But I mean, what we've done to our nice water, this is
rather what Nestle's done to our nice water.
God. Yeah. Trump just keep selling off the government-owned land so Nestle can buy it up, and we're gonna end up in a freaking sci-fi movie.
Oh, we need our water from Nestle. Look that up. That's some bull crap, by the way. But you look it up. I'm not going to get on it right now. We've had enough soapboxes. Ashley, go on with your raw water.
Okay. According to the New York Times, which is, they hate Trump as much as we do. The demand for raw water is in and around California and Silicon Valley and has sent prices soaring. The small companies bottling their untreated product have hiked the price from $36.99 to over $60 for a 2.5-gallon jug. This is our future. This is the shit that's gonna happen if we 60 effing dollars for water that you can walk out into your backyard and dig a foot down and get. Are you effing out of your mind?
It's you darn millennials who are causing all this bull crap.
Go eat an avocado and drink water. Like, I don't want fluoride in my water any more than you do because it's bad and it's toxic and it's horrible for you, but I'm not going to get listeria either. It has a vaguely mild sweetness, a nice smooth mouthfeel, nothing that overwhelms the flavor profile. Water tastes like water. The only difference water tastes like is beach water and not beach water. Those are literally the only flavor profiles in water.
You take the bottle and you pop the cork and you smell the cork. You smell it, make sure it's good quality water. This water is 1979, bottled and stored in a cave for 30 years. Nice and healthy and good. And you're like, it smells like nothing because it's water.
Water.
You drink it, you swish it, make sure you spit it out, you know.
This hurts my feelings. Oh, Dress went on like a 90-day hike and didn't wash his socks for a while because he climbed a mountain. It was really cool. There are pictures.
What? Not washing your socks can give you trench foot. You change your socks every time we stop. I learned that from Lieutenant Dan.
I haven't been hiking, so my socks have not been changed today.
You have to protect your feet.
Protect the home team. That was such a good game.
It was a great game.
Such a good
Great game.
I'm really sad that they don't exist anymore.
Beyond Good and Evil, by the way. Look it up.
Gosh.
So good. So
good. Raw water is essentially water that comes straight from natural sources and has not passed through any government cleaning processes or pipes. So I get like wanting to have water that's not been contaminated by, I don't know, cow shit or fracking bull crap or...
You could, if there was you could still get in trouble, even if it's running water, if there's a dead beaver upstream.
Right.
You're still going to have a problem.
Story where like his friendly dog was biting him because he didn't want to drink the water, and then he finally sees that there's a dead animal upstream. I think there's a thing. Did I make that up? That's a thing, right?
No, that's a thing. That's a thing.
Okay,
It was on Gold Rush. You remember what about the what the crap, Todd? You remember that? One of the guys' little girls drank the water, and there's a dead beaver in the water up the stream, and they didn't know about it.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, and she got poisoned or something, and it was in Alaska, so they had to drive like 90 miles an hour to go 150 miles to the nearest hospital.
That's good.
Yeah.
Everybody should live in Alaska. I mean, Alaska's going to be an oil front soon, but whatever.
Yep.
This article is just triggering so much right now. The water has gained popularity because it does not contain any additives like fluoride, which is bull crap, and you should call your freaking local government and say, stop putting this shit in my water. It is bad for me. It calcifies my... whatever.
I could brush my teeth. That would also be a source of fluoride that would help.
Right, and if you'll notice on the back of your toothpaste, it says if you swallow more than a pea-sized amount, call the Poison Control Center because fluoride is poison. They use it as a freaking pesticide. But freaking Germany decided during the war that they were going to add it to the water to see if it was a population control thing, and they sold it as a tooth hardener, and we're just like, oh yeah, let's do that thing, and all I can think of is Serenity, and the planets died.
This has been an angry episode of Horseshoes and Hand Grenades.
Jacob, you suck.
This has been a big one. We're just all yelling.
Oh, shit.
Been yelling angrily.
Is Steven gonna swear jar because he technically cursed because you pressed the button that made someone say a bad word?
That's not me, man. That's just a quote from a movie.
See, there's cities that don't have fluoride in the water, which is amazing. And you can if you get enough people to call and say we will not vote you back. I didn't curse. You can't add that to mine. That's bullshit.
There. Okay, just leave it alone. She's caught up.
I still have one. I'm never gonna get through this article. Oh my god. Unfortunately for the people seeking this off-the-grid solution, most streams, rivers, and groundwater contain parasites that can make drinkers very sick, and probably fracking water because, hey, we do that now. Just because you're in a natural area doesn't mean there aren't bacterial pathogens in the water that you just can't see, the CDC's Vents Hill said. Spring water and mountain stream water may look pure, but can be contaminated with things like bacteria and viruses. Use a life straw, stick it in there, suck it up. It's effing free.
I have one. It's great.
It's fantastic. The CDC's Waterborne Disease Prevention Branch and other health officials are warning that the raw water can hold bacteria linked to cholera, E. coli, hepatitis A, and Giardia. Yay, Giardia!
That'll poop your pants. That's what'll happen there. Yeah, you know what this article makes me think of? It's like when you go full circle and you go get so smart you're stupid again.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, there's so much bad stuff in public city water. I'm going to drink this bottled raw water instead because I'm so intellectually superior to normal people who drink city water. It's like the people
filter.
the people who nearly kill their children by going, "We're vegans and we really want our baby to not have
The vegan lions.
filtered or like milk from formula or from the breast. We'd rather them drink soy milk," and then they malnourish their children and go to jail for negligence. It's like you're so smart that you're dumb all over again. And you gotta be careful to avoid that circle. I'm so intellectually superior that I'm now stupid.
I don't like there's a lot of filters. So most filters won't take out the chlorine or the fluoride in the water, but you can get bone ash filters that do, and just have them installed. If you're going to pay $60 a gallon, then you can afford the bone ash filter in your house and just have it changed out everyone. I mean, yeah, they're bone ashes and you have to like burn people alive and put their ashes in your water, but whatever.
You know what? I'd sure put bone ashes. You heard it here first. Ground up your dog and put him right there and just let the water flow through that. Should be fine.
Yeah, it'd be super good. Like, you know, when your family pet dies, you can have him live on through you.
Yeah, right. In your body where you pee him out into the toilet.
Yeah.
Great use of... Anyway.
By the way, crud, fluoride is bioaccumulative, so it stores up in your system. So it may be small amounts, but I mean, if you're drinking it your entire life, it builds up and it calcifies your pineal gland. So
I have no dog in this fight because I happily drink water and don't care.
The scientists say that. You mean the 3 scientists that the government paid? Okay.
There is a science there. Oh yeah, don't get me started on the USDA and their
That's
crap
like the
food
4
pyramid.
Scientists that disagree with climate change.
Do you guys remember when science said that you needed mostly bread in your diet?
Oh my god.
Do you remember that bread was at the bottom of the food pyramid? It was the thing you needed. Whole grains was the number one thing. Do you know they did that because of a failing dairy and wheat industry in the U.S. and people needed to buy more so they could eat more bread? Thank you, USDA, for having the interest of the... we are a bunch of government haters today. I think I just need to stop.
There's a show, and I think, I hate to say this, but I think Matt Damon and Ben Affleck came out with it, which really hurts my feelings because I'm not friends with them right now. But it was about like corporations own the United States, and I'm just like, you can see the path that we're on right now and why that is not terribly far-fetched.
I'm just gonna happily sit here and talk on the internet once a week, go to my job every day, raise my child, and hope for the best. Potentially vote once in a while. You know, we'll just see how it goes. You know, I'm kind of an observer. We'll just see how. We'll just see what happens. So hey, we got a thing.
Okay.
New Year's resolutions. Y'all didn't give us none of them. Actually, we got like one. Hold on, I got Discord right here. There's a whole New Year's resolution thing in here. What we do know is that subject to change wants to be a better person, which I think he's a pretty good person as is.
And when he says better, does that mean like he wants
to be a good person? He wants to do nice things for people. Better? No, he wants to do nice things for people. He's a good fellow.
He already did nice things. He sent us the Diablo cups that are amazing.
Right. He's been a nice person.
Diablo cup?
No, you never gave me the present that Sub sent me, but thank you.
I see Steven like every day of the week, and I constantly forget to bring him that cup.
every time. Zafo wants to lose 30 pounds. Thank you for putting that in just now, Zafo. We got it.
Yay!
Zafo wants to lose 30 pounds. I want to reach a goal weight of 190. That's where I want to be. I'm 15 pounds away. I was only 10 pounds away until holidays hit. Now I'm 15 pounds away and have to learn to cut out sugar again. Thank you, body, for getting used to all the fat and crud I was putting in you and now making me feel like death and taxes. Because I can't.
Real. Thank you, Field family.
Yeah, thank you, Ashley's parents, for taking me up there to the land of plenty and feeding me a pound of bacon a day.
Gosh, I ate really bad the first day, like one day, and then I had to start doing smoothies in the morning so I could have Cheetos at night because I'm like, I'm gonna die. Like I'm not used to this much just because we don't have junk food. Like we don't.
Right, we don't keep snacks.
We don't like. Neither one of us keep the snackiest thing that either one of our households has is like cheese sticks.
Do you want to know how big of a crackhead I am? So the sugar thing, we cut out sugar pretty well. I got used to not eating a lot of sugar. And then things happened and I started eating more sugar again. We don't have much in the house by way of sugar. So I go downstairs, I open the pantry like a crazy maniac, and I'm like, ooh, marshmallows, and just start shoving marshmallows in my mouth. It was bad. I'm like shaking meth addict. Must have sugars. I'm surprised they didn't just rip open the bag of powdered sugar and just shove my face in it. So I'm trying real hard to get off of this thing, to not do it anymore.
So I had a super science thought.
Chubby bunny.
Super science thought.
Yes.
I could just like I have a picture of dressed actually doing it right now, and it just like made my entire day. Some people have like the perfect face for Chubby Bunny because they've got a slim face. So when they Chubby Bunny, it's just like puff.
Oh, yeah, and their face is all angular.
Yeah, it looks like a gourd. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So, like, you know how some people crave sugar and some people crave salty stuff?
Right, yeah, I like the salty stuff, but...
Yeah. Typically, like, you and I like salty stuff, and typically Stephanie and Jacob like sugary stuff. And I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, Steven and I have boundless amounts of energy. And typically, when your brain is craving sugar, you aren't getting the proper fats in your diet, and because fat is a source of energy, and so sugar is instant energy for your brain, right? So your brain's like, I'm gonna die.
Your brain loves that glucose.
Yes. So you go for a cheap source of energy. You just go straight for the sugar. But I'm thinking, I'm like, Steven and I probably have like enough fat in our diet / bodies that we have the energy. And Stephanie and Jacob don't. Like, they get those crashes and like they get hangry and they get scary, so they crave the sugar. Steven and I probably have blood pressure issues, and so we crave salt.
Salt is good.
Well, because like my blood pressure has ran low. I don't know. Does yours run high or low?
Mine. It depends. If they take it with a little machine, it's high. If they take it with it manually, they're like, oh, you're good.
Yeah.
So I run pretty average, which I'm lucky because my dad, my sister got high blood pressure. I got the cholesterol. I'll take the cholesterol. Just leave me alone with the blood pressure. I don't need that in my life.
I don't need the blood pressure. I get the vampire comments like, "Are you alive? Like your blood pressure's low." So I'm just like, I've started putting magnesium in my thing and just spraying it on me because I'm just like, I'm not getting, because I don't, for as much salt as I put on shit, like I put salt on everything. I'm just like, except why? But this is awful.
What?
Visual.
No, this is fine. You're talking about spraying yourself down with what would you say, magnesium?
Yes. Magnesium salts.
That always sounded like some sort of rock. You just like shave
It is.
up.
I mean, it's just
it
magnesium
is a rock.
is a salt. It's just
Magnesium
a salty thing.
does make you poop, and Ashley will tell you all day that magnesium in your diet is good. Why? We can only guess. Pregnant ladies need the magnesium.
They do. Your body needs the salts. Your body needs the magnesium. I mean, not the like chlorinated bullcrap table salt that we get. Your body needs like actual mineral salts. Kelly is science brain. She can tell you.
You need it.
You do.
Your brain.
It's transdermal, so like you absorb it better through your skin. So I'm just like, well, I'll spray it on me, and then I drink it throughout the day because it helps you stay hydrated.
Yes, because electrolytes.
I don't know where was I going with this?
I don't know.
Was I going
I'm learning a lot though about how brains work and stuff. These are things I didn't expect from the New Year's resolution section of Horseshoes and Hand Grenades.
I'm just like, okay, what was your New Year's resolution? To defluff?
I hate resolutions, so I talked about this on Anchor a little bit. Your New Year's is not a magic day where you become some new person that is capable of doing whatever you want to do. You could have done that a month ago. You didn't do it then. You can do it a month from now. You're not going to do it then. You just have to, like, it's a thing. Kelly Colby and I both agree the written goal is more powerful than I resolve to be a good person. Like, what? It's not really measurable. Like, I want to do 50 altruistic acts this year, or
that's cool.
That's a thing. Like, you can say, okay, you can mark that off. Like, I can do this many things, or like, I'm going to lose weight or be fit. It's like, what does that mean? Find yourself an attainable goal. Being like, I'm going to go to the gym once a week, at least. and then just call that your goal. And then by doing that goal, you should, by virtue of going to the gym once a week, be somewhat more fit this year than you were last year.
Yeah, instead of saying, this is the year that I'm going to wear a bikini in the summer and I don't know how, but it's going to effing happen. And then summer comes around and like, I am fatter than ever before.
I am still uncomfortable in my one-piece swimsuit.
Wear a bikini, wear a freaking, who gives it? Like, who cares? Like, it's your body. Do what you want with it.
Yeah, just screw them.
Because you're not encroaching on other people. Like, visually, I don't care what you do.
Screw the haters. Kelly Colby's got a good point. We should make a Two Dorks collective Legion of Dorks goal. And I thought about this because the Legion of Dorks has band together before to do good things.
Yes.
We need to find good causes to contribute our resources to. That doesn't have to be money. That could be time. That could be just a nice thing said to someone. You could cook something. Like
sweet letters to people. Donate clothes that you have in your closet that you don't use anymore.
Just go out and on behalf of the Legion, do something cool. Then it's like the Legion of Dorks is not just a group of weirdos on the internet. We are a force for good in the world.
I like that.
That would be cool. I'm like, we got all these awesome people who are really fun and do good stuff for people, like, or are willing to do it. It's just you don't ask, right?
How about we keep a Google Doc and you can be anonymous or whatever. I don't know if we can do that. Tech team, can we be anonymous?
I don't know.
We'll figure it out. But you could just like for the week or the month or whatever, you can go in. We'll flesh this out as we go. I'll go in and like put your name and just say, I donated 5 hours to the Ronald McDonald House, or I donated, $50 worth of clothes today, or I donated my car because I don't need it anymore, or I sent somebody food, and just we can keep a tally, and just like at the end of the year we can look and be like, this is the amount of money spent, this is the amount of time and energy spent, this is the amount of meals cooked, food donated, whatever, by you guys. And I think that would be amazing.
That could be really fun. We could actually do a Google form and just leave that as a permalink on twodorks.net/whatever.
Yeah.
And then people could put stuff in there, and it would be anonymous at that point because the Google form can be anonymous.
Yeah.
Yeah, random acts of dorkiness. That'd be kind of cool.
That's awesome.
That would be pretty fun. So give that some thought. I'll give it some thought, and if we decide to do it, you'll know here on episode 410.
We should do a call-in show.
We should. We should do a call-in show. Did you see my eyes get all crazy like that?
Yeah.
That was Sam Jackson levels of craziness. Yeah, we should do it. We should do a call-in show. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. I'm deciding right now that next week is a call-in show. And by call-in, I mean it's got to be in the Discord because it's the easiest way for me to get audio passed to everybody, I think. Because me and Ashley can both be in there at the same time.
Yes.
And effectively hear what you're saying.
Yes.
I think. I don't know.
We used to do every 10 episodes. We do a call-in show, but we just kind of skipped out because we were having...
We had those hiatuses, and the audience flip-flopped a little bit, and then the times when you had a call-in show and then you didn't get any calls, it was like, well, that kind of sucked. We hyped it, and nobody...
I don't think we've ever had a call-in show where nobody called in.
We've had call-in shows where people call, but usually it's often been the same people. And I have issues with hanging up on people because I don't know.
Oh, I know. I love hanging up on people. I'm like, you're boring. Goodbye.
We've had people and we're like, I love you so much as a person, but I cannot have you on the show anymore.
Arrow said he would call in.
See, there we go. We got Arrow.
Boom.
Whose logo is right here. He drew for us, and it's also your sticker.
I'm like legitimately looking at that, going, I would love just to have the outline of that tattooed somewhere.
Oh, we should get Legion of Dorks tattoos.
Oh my god, can't we like legit get LOD tattoos? Steve and Stephanie would let us.
I said it out loud on the internet. I don't know. Maybe. Sure. Let's put it somewhere. Where would I put it? Right here on my neck? Like right here?
No, don't stick it on your neck.
Neck tattoos are hardcore. How many people
tattoo? Well, where you work, you can do that.
That'd be so cool. Be like, I'm so hardcore neck tattooed. Yeah.
I just like that because I have one on my back, and I'm like, that didn't hurt. It just felt like somebody was drawing on me hard with a pen. And I'm like, that was fine.
Yeah, well, you don't have a lot of nerves.
On my neck, I would vomit.
Oh yeah, you don't have a lot of nerve endings back in your shoulder blade area. Your back's a really good place.
Anywhere. Next tattoos show you don't give a freaking heck.
Yeah, they do. Like it's like getting a tattoo on your face, like Tyson. That just means you're crazy. Don't do face tattoos. Can
we all get LOD tramp stamps?
No. No,
That'd
that's
be
not where I would
awesome.
get it.
I want Yesh to have an LOD tramp stamp. That would be the best thing ever.
Can you please? That would be awesome.
Somebody get an LOD tramp stamp and send us pictures, and we'll make that our Christmas card next year.
We would. That would be the only reward you get. It's just that would be great.
Yeah, she's like, I got a tiny butterfly. It's attached to his back hair. I know that. I was just like, his face is super fuzzy, so his back is probably super fuzzy. So it'd just be like all this dark forest of fuzz and a bald spot with the tattoo. It would be amazing.
It could be pretty incredible. I'm all for this. I think, and it'd be great to have a Legion of Dorks tattoo. That'd be so cool.
Yeah,
I'd be down with that. I could do it. Let's do another story, shall we? News better left untold. It's crazy because I have a lot to talk about tonight that's not related to world news. Like I have completely other topics on my mind that have been bothering me that I need to get out on the air with you.
Like what?
Well, we'll find out after the news better left untold section.
Oh,
Are you ready? Thai penis whitening fad drives social media nuts. Penis and nuts were mentioned in the title of this.
I get it. I didn't get it, but then I got it because you said it.
Penis whitening. A Bangkok clinic has drawn 100 men a month to its penis whitening service and has caused a stir in Thailand with social media users both baffled and alarmed by the phallic fad. Nice use of alliteration. Well done. The Lelux Hospital, renowned for its body whitening expertise in a country obsessed with skin color, began offering the unconventional treatment 6 months ago after a male customer complained of dark parts on his groin. These days, a lot of people are asking about it. We get around 100 clients a month, 3 to 4 clients a day. Buntitha Watanasiri, a manager for the skin and laser department at Lelux Hospital, told news agency Agence France-Presse. It's totally spelled that way. Totally, that's what it says. The procedure, which uses laser whitening, received wide play on Thai television and social media on Thursday after the hospital released images of a man undergoing the treatment. That was today, by the way.
Laser your wiener?
Yeah. I mean, why? You know what? Liver spots, got to get rid of those. We have to be careful because it's a sensitive part of the body. Really? That's intriguing. And I did not know that. Adding, most clients were aged between 22 and 55, with many from Thailand's lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and questioning community. The whitening service cost around $650 or $860 I guess Thailand money.
So uncultured.
I don't know what that means. For 5 sessions. Buntitha said, I think it's a good market to enter, so we offer the ultimate body treatment to our clients, men and women. Women's penises can also be whitened, according to this article. Which is good. Which 15 years ago, or 20, 30 years ago, that might not have been like, that would have been really weird sentence to say, but now women's penises doesn't really sound that odd.
No.
Given the things and it's not, I'm not like being down on, I'm just saying like that sentence probably would have sounded weirder 15 years ago than it does today.
Right, but I mean, like, don't most people that go trans want their pronouns changed?
They would. Not everyone who goes trans wants their wiener cut off.
There's the ladyboy community, though.
Oh, in Thailand? Yeah, that's a big deal. That's Lando about that. He knows all about the ladyboy community.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he knows all about that ladyboy community. Make you question who you are.
Dress set is for aiming. Never to have to put the seat up again. Okay, so I gotta say, like, super jealous that guys can just walk out and pee anywhere without having to take their pants off and squat and potentially pee on their pants because it's like, you know, and falling backwards into the pee puddle. It's just, that's...
Peeing outside's difficult for ladies.
Peeing outside is difficult, but they do make us funnels, which is nice and thoughtful.
Yeah, I mean, gives you a false willy,
so
as they say.
A faux willow.
A faux willy.
A faux willy. It's so funny. That's I don't know. Like, having boobs, I'm just like, these get in my way when I pretty much do anything. When I lay down on the ground, they're just like poofykins. And when I'm running, I'm just like, I need to make sure that they're bound so they're not going to like rip from my chest and fall to the ground with gravity. So I feel like having a wiener, something like between something and something would be awful.
It stays out of the way more than you would think. It's really not a problem. It's kind of, it's done in such a wonderful way that you're not kicking yourself in the nuts all the time. That's the important part, you know?
I feel like if I had a wiener, I would nut myself constantly.
No, you know I haven't been hitting the nuts in so long until I had a child. And my son will run at me at Mach 7 and just nail me right in the ball. Right in one of them. One of them was going to get just completely obliterated by something.
So Dress pops up and is like, if you ask nicely, someone will hold them for you. So I'm not sure if he means your nuts, my boobs, Kelly's boobs, just a double bra, which is, it's like a thing. You're just like, because I like bras are awful and I hate them and they hurt. They're bad for your lymph system, yada, yada, yada. So I tried the other day to hop on the elliptical sheet machine sans bra. And I'm like, nobody's here. Who gives a shit? Steven is like, la, 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 la.
That's a swear.
It sucked. It hurt. So I'm like, what is this shit? Like, this is awful. So I'm just like, okay, I now appreciate my sports bras that like act as a corset and make me not able to breathe, because then my boobs aren't like, we gotta go opposite directions at the, damn it.
That's another one. By the way.
No, it doesn't count.
It totally does. You can't swear after you swear because you swore. So I think the whole like don't wear a bra thing because it's better for you is probably mostly for people who aren't actively trying to exercise.
Yeah.
Like it's probably one of those things like prior to the 80s or 70s or whenever that it was probably a good idea because you're like, oh, it's actually better for you in the long term if you don't wear a bra. And then people started running and jogging and doing active stuff.
Well, it also helps like if you're smaller chested too. Like I feel like that wouldn't be as big of a deal, right? Like who cares? Like your
if you're Mila Jovovich, you're just like, whatevs, I don't care.
But if you've got any sort of boob Dunlap,
my boob's Dunlapped over my belt.
Then there's like the nipple plus tissue,
right?
And the tissue just kind of goes la 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 la, and it hurts.
Nipple plus tissue equals a good time. That's all I heard.
I'm done here.
I don't even know anymore what we're doing. So, okay, thought of the day. So I have been daily journaling since Christmas Day.
Yay!
I have a little notebook and I've been writing down things. And I found it to be incredibly therapeutic and something that makes you very self-reflective. Because you look back on your day and you figure out who you are as a person. The more you write, the more you kind of dig into your brain and figure things out, right? Like, This is me. I've found that it's helped me figure out times I've been stubborn and dumb, which is a frequent occurrence because I'm a stubborn doofus. But anyway, so I was thinking about Facebook the other day. Like New Year's was coming, right? And everybody writes their 2017 post of the year. Like, I'm just going to set out this next year to be a better person. And we should all come together to
Right.
Like, that's nice. And I was like, I should write a thing. I should write a really nice post expressing all of my thoughts about the year and about how people can be better and everything. Then I sat there and I went, why the crap am I going to write a post like that? Just for likes? Just to see if someone thinks that I'm clever or witty or inspiring? Like, am I writing it for me or am I writing it for them? The people that I don't even... Most of them I've never spoken a vocal word to. We just message each other back and forth. Why do I care if they see my influential post that I'm attempting to craft for them?
Right.
So I said, no, that's BS. I'm not writing that down. And then moments later, I thought, I should write a post about how you shouldn't write a post about... Then I was like, no, you stupid man. Don't write anything. That's what you're talking about. Don't write anything. So then... That proceeded to me to today going, maybe I should take a hiatus.
Yay!
Maybe what the world needs is less Twitter and less Facebook.
World needs now.
Like who in your life
internet.
Who in your life would disappear if you stopped Facebook or you stopped Twitter?
You know, I stopped Facebook years ago and it changed 0% the amount of people that I talk to on a daily basis.
You're a fairly social butterfly, though. You have a tendency
like,
to text and talk to people via normal means, where other people just like their Facebook posts just to let them know they're there.
But I mean, I didn't do like the people that I like lost on Facebook were people that I just collected because I mean I had 1 billion people on Facebook. Like I just did because
right.
Like, yeah, I've known you, or I know someone that doesn't know you.
People that you don't care about. Like
I don't even remember who I don't remember. Like I give 0 craps.
Right. 1% or one person that I know that I unfriended because of a jacked up Christmas card. Like I don't even know why I was friends with them. I don't know why I was friends with them. You know who I'm talking about. I'm not going to air it on the show because this person doesn't need any more vindication for their bull crap attitude. So I just unfriend. I'm like, why didn't I do this before? I don't know you at all. I've seen you twice. Like, why am I your friend? Because you're friends with my friend? That's stupid. That doesn't make any sense.
You're no longer friends with my friend.
Yeah, you're no longer friends with my friend. Why am I friends with you? Why am I friends with anyone? Like, I don't know why I'm Facebook friends with half the people I'm Facebook friends with. It's just stupid. So I'm considering a complete departure. And family members, I just need to learn how to call them on the phone. And talk to them. These are people I love. I see at Christmas. I hug. I tell them they're wonderful. Disappear for a year and then see them like maybe next Christmas. Like it's not real. It's all pretend. It's breadth, not depth. Like I've got 150 friends I know like this much about.
Yeah.
Like it's bullcrap. The whole thing is garbage. Steven hates Facebook. Thank you, sub.
I was waiting. Yes. I found out that so I stayed on Instagram. I found out that I talk to people more via the like email feature on Instagram than I ever did anything on Facebook. And it's just like it's specific, right? Like I saw when we went home, I saw one of my friends, she was the older sister of somebody that I went to school with, and then her husband and I took karate together forever, and I saw her daughter who I'd never seen in real life after she was an infant. I mean, the last time I saw her, I held her and she was teeny tiny, small infant. And she's like tall and alive. And I'm just like, oh my God, like you're 14 years old, dude.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit, you're a 14-year-old person. And I'm like, I got to chit chat with her and I'm like, dude, I like the art that you've been doing. You've been posting pictures because we met at Hobby Lobby. Like that was cool being able to. And I was like, this was so, and we never said anything about it on Instagram. Like, if I was on Facebook, I would have been like, I would want everybody to know that I had this social interaction. And I would have went on our page and be like, oh, it's so good that we got to see each other and catch up and yada, yada, yada. But on like Instagram, I'm just like, nope, just back to hearting her pictures because who gives a shit if anybody knows
who cares that anybody else knows that you did this? Like, it's just a show and it's a filtered display. And my buddy Lando figured this out apparently like 8 years ago. Before I did, because he was telling me about it last night. He's like, yeah, why am I pretending to care about people's filtered personality that they're giving me only the things that they want me to see?
Right.
Like, I don't need to see any more of this person's perfect life.
Right.
Like, because it's not real. Your life is not perfect. Mine's
your
not
child
perfect.
Poops, your toilets overflow. You have bugs in your house. You, like, don't cook. Your kitchen's a mess. I mean, who...
it's like I know that like all the people that have new babies and they're smiling. Like I looked at my pictures from after we had our baby. We were smiling too, but on the inside we were suffering and falling apart as human beings, and we were not real. And those pictures, I look at them and I'm like, that is not the situation. That's the situation I want everybody to see, which unfortunately, when you show people that situation, they think you're cool and they don't bring you food or help you do your laundry or mow your lawn because they don't know you're in this state. They just see, oh, they're so happy. Look at them with their new baby. While they're sitting there going, I haven't slept in 45 days. And I don't know how I'm going to wash anything now.
There is a look on parents' faces like when they've got a new baby in the house, and it's like despair. It's like someone hanging off the edge of a mountain, with their claws hanging in, and like they know that they're probably not going to die from the fall. but it may break some bones. So they're just desperately trying not to fall. They're trying to avert the fall that might break, like compound fracture their tibia. And it's just this look, and it's like, bloop, bloop.
Yep. They
My
just
soul is gone. Everything, because they haven't slept in a month and a half.
They're not.
No,
yeah.
they're not okay. Bring them food. Clean their pants, their laundry. Clean their pants.
Do something clean their pants. Spray them down with Febreze. Make them look like people.
Kelly, this could be a random act of dorkiness. Bring food to someone who just had a baby. And you know what? Wait a couple weeks and then bring them food, because everybody does it at first.
Yeah, and then they disappear.
And then you've got a week's worth of food and then nothing.
Yeah, and like bring them dinner and bring them something home cooked. Like get them some real food. Like make them some green beans or something that they can eat that gives them nourishment.
Don't order them pizza. Like give them something that's going to be good for them, because more than likely they're breastfeeding and the baby doesn't need pizza milk.
It's pretty like it's amazing when you've been there what you realize that you needed that you didn't have because you just had no freaking clue that was what life was going to be like. And it's weird. Like everybody is there when you're pregnant. Everybody you know is like, you're the best. You're so great. You look so beautiful. Everything's going to be great. After you have the baby, there's crickets. Like, where the crap did everybody go? They were here like an hour ago, and now they're gone.
And that like tells you what I noticed, like when Stephanie was pregnant, like very rarely did a woman say, oh, I had this issue. But after she had the baby, everybody's like, oh yeah, they cried for 6 months straight. Why didn't you tell me this when I was pregnant so I could have prepared or like had potions or concoctions or tonics?
What's weird is that you don't want to hear the negative stuff when you're about, like, we were so tired of people telling us, oh, good luck about sleeping. I'm like, F you guys. I know I'm not going to sleep. Like, I know that that's a thing.
That's stupid.
But they just naturally just, you know, they want to laugh and get you cracking up. Like, yeah, you're not going to sleep. And you're like, it's fun the first 2 or 3 times. But then when everyone you meet is like, hope you're ready, you're like, I'm going to choke you. If another person says I'm not going to sleep, I'm going to sleep in spite of you.
I feel like the world's trying to keep me from ever procreating, because like I remember when people would talk to you guys and it was all this like fluffy nice stuff, and like I do remember everybody was like, oh yeah, good luck sleeping, because even I got sick of hearing that.
That was a thing. Yeah, no, we didn't sleep.
Every story I've ever heard from a woman about their pregnancy has been horrific, and I'm not talking, oh yeah, I was in lots of pain and it lasted 24 hours. I'm talking, I was ripped from chin to anus. I had to be in surgery for 6 weeks to repair the gut fracture. Or I actually had one woman told me, she's just like, they tell you not to have sex for 6 weeks. She's like, it's not because it's going to hurt because you're so medicated. Who gives a shit? It's that there's like a windy, gaping canyon between your legs where your vagina used to be, and he wouldn't know if he was in or not. I'm like, oh my God. Like, and just people crapping on themselves, and the nurses and the babies are like, I'm just like to the point where if somebody starts talking to me about pregnancy, Jacob will step in and be like, I'm going to cut you off there. Unless this is a positive story, I need you to move on.
I need you to stop it.
Like, it's just, like, I'm terrified. Like, I would rather be locked. How about this? I don't know if I had a door A and a door B, and door B was go automatically into labor. Like, you're suddenly, like, full with child and you're about to squirt one out. Or door B is you're going to be locked in a room with a flamethrower and a xenomorph. Good luck.
That's actually, that would be a hard choice to make.
I mean, I would sit there and be like, I'm just going to shoot myself now because there's a big chance that I could die or be maimed horribly either way.
That's really amazing.
Oh, it's okay.
Oh my gosh. You're talking about people.
Let me make fly.
This is so funny. This all came about because of a Taiwan penis.
You did this to yourself.
Sam is almost 3, and I can agree it's been amazing. The 1 year of total suffering and feelings of death was worth it. I will say this. So like there were two things that Stephanie had going on, like it with close people in our family. It was like your mom talking about like, this is a magical time in your life. Appreciate where you are and just enjoy the moments and the things, like while she was pregnant. And then there was my mom who was like, I hated being pregnant. I was pregnant from head to toe. I was swollen, couldn't move, felt sick. It was awful. It was the worst time of my life. And Stephanie's like, thank you for that breath of fresh air. Like, because she was like, your mom really just told me that it sucks. Like, and at some point during that pregnancy, she's like, I needed to know that other people thought it sucked. Like, because so many of her friends were like, magic.
Yeah, they're just squirting rainbows out their vagina. Like, little unicorns were dancing out of their JJ farting unicorns. I'm like,
yeah, we had all these people that were like, I feel so, like, all these dainty, like, whatever. And, like, and then there's the people that are pregnant that are swollen from their forehead to their feet.
And they're sick the entire time. And then they've got the chicks wearing high heels when they're 9 months pregnant. I'm like, I literally can't do that now.
Punch them in the throat. What are you doing? It's like, stop it. Stop gloating that your body is handling this differently and you're winning.
I ate too much dinner the other night because Jacob made shepherd's pie and it was effing glorious. Well, okay, how about this? I ate and then I'm like, okay, I'm full. And then I didn't realize unicorns queefing.
I almost spit out my water when I read that.
That was amazing. Oh my god!
The chat has not made me want to spit water onto everything I own until Zafo comes out with that.
I don't think the chat has ever said queef ever.
I've chuckled at the chat. I've never had an entire thought interrupted by a single sentence from the chat.
That's beautiful. I don't even remember what I was going to say.
I don't think so, Sub. I don't know that counts as a swear.
No, it doesn't count as a swear. That's Canadian, like, table conversation.
So is the see you next Tuesday word in Europe, but we're gonna count that as a swear if it ever comes out.
Tuesday, that's hilarious. oh! I ate right before I went to bed because I didn't know what time it was, and I had a second helping of the shepherd's
pie.
Oh, Jesus. And I'm just like, this is amazing. And Jacob, like, yawns. He's like, well, it's time for bed. I'm like, are you effing kidding me? I just ate mashed potatoes. And it was also a full moon. So that was, like, also zero help. So I laid awake all night going, where the hell are my organs right now? Because there's no room for them in my belly. There's just, and I'm just like, is this what being pregnant is like? F this shit. I'm going to adopt a 12-year-old. Like, I don't want to shove something in and displace all my organs. Like, this is uncomfortable, and I ate mashed potatoes.
To be fair, most of that moving around happens in the latter parts. You know, where your lungs are up in your neck somewhere, and your intestines are just like, it's a miracle. It's a freaking miracle. I don't care what people say. You can explain it away with all the science you want. It's a miracle that any of it freaking works at all.
I don't want to be a miracle, Steven.
No, screw miracles. I'm done with them.
True. I don't want to eat mashed potatoes and be full for 9 months.
We should do the last story so we can get this show done in like an hour and a half. Congratulations, you found your way to the angry preachy episode of Horseshoes and Hand Grenades that goes on for 3 days.
Yay!
WTF. To be fair, we used to have after the blast episodes where we did an episode and then an episode after the episode, and we were on the internet.
Pre-episodes too.
Oh yeah, we were on the internet for like 3 days. We just never shut up. We never.
It was like we'd go until midnight. It was amazing.
We just talked and talked and talked. It never stopped. Woman. Oh, this is your story. I'm sitting here about to read it. You go.
Jacob's like, I need more scotch. He's like,
time to get crunk.
Poor Jacob wants a babe. Jacob wants a mini Jacob. I told him, I'm like, let's babysit Sam for a week. Just have him stay the night, be completely in control of his care for a week, and then let me know what you think.
Get a banister, and then we'll talk.
Look, if I haven't fallen, we're good. Sam,
no, you have a giant hole in your floor, and no. We still have a safety gate at the top of the stairs for a reason.
I'll teach him how to climb. I told him, I'm like, get a surrogate. Have someone else, like, anyway, speaking of intestines, woman with Crohn's disease actually had Heinz ketchup packets stuck in her intestines for 6 years. Okay, so many questions. So many. A UK woman who thought she was suffering from Crohn's disease discovered the true case of her inflammation was a condiment package lodged in her intestine.
I was just reminded of the Weeder incident with the pigs in a blanket, where you were like, Steven, get me a wiener. And I was like, do you want a condiment on your wiener? And your parents were in the room.
A big wiener or a small wiener or an average sized wiener.
And your parents were there, and we just laughed.
Doctors discovered pieces of a Heinz ketchup packet in the lining of her intestine. The 41-year-old woman went to doctors at a hospital in Berkshire, England, near London, after she experienced abdominal pain, bloating, and similar to Crohn's, an inflammatory bowel disorder. Why can't I speak? Like, I'm just drunk right now. I took a nap too.
That'll do it.
Yeah, it was it wasn't the nap where you wake up refreshed. It was the nap where you're like, what century is this?
What day is it? And why does my face feel like I slept on a steel wool pad?
Yes. Oh my God. Like I like my head hurt and I took a shit. Jacob's like, did you sleep too long? I'm like, I should have continued sleeping.
You know, like I drooled all over myself. My head hurts. I don't know what happened.
I was dreaming that Jacob wouldn't pick up the damn bomb arrows, and I was so upset at him. Like, pick up the bomb arrows! We need them!
Were you playing Zelda with Jacob again in backseat gaming?
No, I had a dream about Zelda because that's all I've done for the last week. I literally dream about killing moblins at night. It's a thing. It's beautiful.
I plan out my Stardew Valley farm at night and try to think of the next thing I have to do. And it's quite peaceful. I'm just like, I need a 6x6 grid, not a 5x6 grid. Where am I going to put my chicken coop?
Oh my God. I feel like you would have so much fun cooking in Zelda if you could ever play it.
I know. I'm going to have to borrow it from you when you're done. Because you got a cartridge, so I'll just steal it from you. That way nobody had to buy anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yay, cartridge. The woman had been suffering from the pain for about 6 years. That sucks so much. Standard Crohn's disease treatments didn't work, and doctors opted for keyhole surgery, finding 2 pieces of plastic with the words Heinz printed on them. The patient said she had no recollection of consuming a meal with the product and recovered quickly after surgery. This wasn't the first time an object caused someone to believe they had Crohn's. According to the British Medical Journal, a man had similar symptoms until doctors discovered a toothpick lodged in his intestine. Damn.
The toothpick thing, that's legit. Like, that's one of the #1 choking hazards in America.
Really?
Toothpicks. Because people would just hold them in their mouth like your dad does. Dad makes me so freaking nervous with a toothpick in his mouth. Like, just don't do that. Just pick the stuff out of your mouth, throw it away. That's what it's for.
That's what floss is for, to be real.
Yeah, that's true. And hey, good news, speaking of Stardew Valley, Kelly Colby's book's going to be freaking late because I've got her on Stardew Valley. And she can't stop. And she knows what I'm talking about. It's an intense deal. And I'm like, your book's going to be late. You better be careful. You better be careful. Because those days, you're sitting there and you're like, time to go to bed. Just one more day. I'll just play one more day. I'm only 3 days from the next season. I'll just play those next 3 days.
It's the
3 hours later, you're like, oh, crap.
That's why they put save stations in games, man, because you just go a little further.
See, Kelly, I finished Fall today, but not the chapter I was writing.
I feel like that should be her inscription on the inside of the book. That's amazing.
Thank you, Stardew Valley, for causing me to have a later date.
Subject, you don't get floss for free when you leave Golden Corral, Ash.
That's true. You do get a toothpick.
You guys are so fun.
I love every one of you.
I would like to have a commune house and like a farm in the center, and Steven and Kelly can be in charge of plotting where the turnips go. We can all just live in the commune and drink our artisan water filtered through life straws.
There's just life straws everywhere. Grab your life straw, go out to the stream.
That'd be amazing.
That'd be awesome. Can we have gigabit internet there too? Because that would be great.
Yes. Oh gosh, we could have like writing stations, and we could have gaming stations, and like Subject could have lore hour where we could go learn about WoW.
Maybe 15 years from now we'll have a dork con and everybody can just come and LAN party for a day.
Yes.
That'd be sweet. We can all just
Subject, you can farm. Anybody who wants to farm can farm.
Yeah, everybody can farm. It's great.
It's a co-op, man. Raise some chickens.
Yeah, farm all the things. That's
Grow
what
some tofu.
We can do it together. Hey, from what I understand, Q1 2018, they're bringing in that multiplayer beta. We can all farm together. You can have up to 3 people play on your farm.
Oh, Lord.
You can all farm together. You can even marry each other. That's right. You can get some Marvin Gaye going up in Stardew Valley, if you know what I mean.
If you have a dork-con, people will cosplay as you.
That would be weird.
No, anybody, like, the only thing they would have to do to cosplay as us is wear a hoodie and a headset.
Wear a hoodie, a headset, and one of these duckbill hats. Or a beanie. Or some of these red shades. Where are my red shades? I got them in here somewhere. No, Sam took them. Sam ran off with them. My DJ Milk Dud stuff is gone.
That's amazing.
Crap.
Me either, Arrow. I don't want to farm. I would like to be in charge of the Zelda.
But it's so much more than a farming simulator, you guys. It's not just farming. There is mining, and there is fishing, and there is social aspects that you have to keep up, and there is picking stuff off the ground and eating it. And
I love that you're doing it. Please do. It makes me so happy.
You guys are the best. We love you. Thank you for hanging out on this extended angry episode of Horseshoes and Hand Grenades. Send your questions, comments, feedback, and hate mail to hnhshow@gmail.com. We'd be happy to answer all of that and or ignore it. If it's too hateful, we'll just pretend it didn't happen. Call us. Leave us a voicemail on Skype at HNH Live or send us an anchor call-in. We're trying to do more anchors, continuing to do that. I did a Monday. I didn't do anything after that. But this is going up there. So give us a call in there. That's easy. Pick up your phone. You hit the button. You call in. Download our show on anywhere where you can find podcasts. Twitter. I don't know. I might abandon Twitter. We'll just have to see how it goes. Steve H&H. Fate Kills. PHATE Kills. I know Ashley doesn't look at Twitter.
I do like once a week.
Yeah, which is probably fine. And you'll always get
my news, and then I get frustrated with the world, and then I hide again.
It's a dumpster fire. That's the problem. It's just a place where people want you to be angry with them. And I think that's the thing that stands out to me now is like, okay, the people I like are just posting things that Trump did today. They just want me to be angry with them and shout into the void like it's making a difference.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's call some people about the fluoride in our water.
You could call. You could plan some sort of event. I know. I don't think Martin Luther King Jr. would have got near as far if he just sat on Twitter and wrote down threads of things.
Oh my god, I had a dream tweet.
Yeah, it's just like if he just tweeted his I have a dream speech or letters from Birmingham jail, maybe it wouldn't have as much of an impact. There's lots of movements, but there's no focal point. There's no guy or girl up on the stage putting their face out there to be hated by people everywhere.
Jacob said that a couple of times. He's like, everybody right now has a soapbox, but nobody, like, there's too many of them that there's no forward momentum. It's just everybody yelling.
They're just all yelling. Nobody's corralling the yellers into a positive message. It's just a bunch of anger. Anyway, not going to send the show any further with that. Tip us if you'd like. twodorks.net/tip. You can pass us a few bucks, help us pay things. The bits are big on Twitch. If you give us bits, that's also cash money. For subscriptions, also from the Bezos bucks, if you're using Amazon Prime, we'll pay for our server for the month, and that makes us pretty darn happy. So check into that. Also Discord, twodorks.net/Discord will put you into the chat. So if you're a fan of this show and you've never joined the community there, we would love to have you. It's fun. We're active all the time. I live in there during the day, so it's great. And with that, we're going to leave you with these words of wisdom from Ralph Waldo Emerson. He said, "Write it on your heart that every day is the best day in the year." What a great thing to start the year with.
Yay.
That's awesome. This is the best day. It's the day you get. It's
the best day because I get to go pee soon.
Yeah, Ashley's got to pee. And with that, thank you guys. We love you. Later.
Explosive.
The swear jar did go to 15.
No, it didn't. I did not curse that much.
15.
There was fudging.
It was on 15. That's the number.
This
is bonus material if anybody decide to stay behind and listen after the music stops.
What's a plosive filter?
I don't know. Bonus material's over. Bye. I really did record all that stuff at the end.
That's amazing. We should always do that.
Secret track.
Just what's a plosive filter, but your mic's at an angle so the plosives are.
Then we have the show for you. It's this one. It's Horseshoes and Hand Grenades. I gotta figure out
what
how to
the
do
filter
that.
is.
Do you live podcast up your holes? I don't know what I was trying to do here.
It's that disc with the screen in it.
Oh, it's the puff, the puff filter.
I have a puff filter?
No, I have a puff filter. We have the show
have
for
a puff
you.
filter.
It's this one. It's Horseshoes and Hand Grenades, episode 409. Where did I screw up this show earlier? Fickle flax seeds. Oh, that's the wrong button. Hold on a second there.
Yay, New Year!
The new year, new show, same probs. There we go. I think I can edit that out.
Wait, how do we screw up?
We're gonna try something real quick. See if it sounds okay.
My nails grew. Yeah.
No, that's not gonna. That's wrong. Where's this? Oh, that's the wrong.
That's what happens if you drink too much magnesium. Kelly. You guys are fun.
Oh, we're just gonna leave it in. We're gonna leave in the screw up at the beginning of the show, where I played the track was in the middle of it.
Amazing. You should always do that.
We should always make mistakes. That's not really a stretch. We pretty much always make mistakes.
Yeah.
Did you guys know that?
I just filed them down actually because I stabbed myself with them.
I'm gonna do.
Well, you guys, what did you say before I interrupted you?
Nothing. 409 fickle flax seeds.
I didn't know. Jacob's like, what's the show title? I'm like, and then, oh my god, I didn't tell my flaxseed gel splooge story.
Oh, you didn't. And
So
I didn't
sad.
tell the We Won Trivia last night story.
You didn't.
Nope.
I found that I could just talk to my computer and then go in and edit things, and that's been amazing to me because I talk really quickly versus my nails glancing off the keys.
Oh yeah, dictating is pretty awesome. I've been considering doing more long form blogging.
Oh, you should do this thing.
Well, it's paired with the idea of getting off Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you
Twitter's
leave
awful.
Twitter, you still need an outlet for something, but rather than just shouting into the void in 150 or 280 characters, like putting something out there that's really thoughtful or something a little bit more like, and then people who actually care about you would visit. If they don't care about you, they won't visit.
And then you talk about it.
Right? Or they'll add it to their RSS feeds and get it there if people still do that. It's old school now. But that's the thing. Like, if I abandon Twitter, I need something. Because that's just who I need. And I asked people, do they listen? Do they use Twitter to find out what we're doing for the show? And the large majority of people in the chat, or like the 3 people that answered the question, were like, I have other ways of getting notified that you're live.
Yeah.
That don't involve Twitter. Because I don't think people come to us via Twitter. I don't think people find us via Twitter. I don't think there's anything that I'm doing on Twitter that is growing our audience.
I've met a couple people on Twitter, but it's never been like an audience thing. It's just been Tanzia, like people like that I've met on Twitter.
Yeah, but like I follow Kelly Cole because I met her at TED's at Dragon Con.
Yeah.
You know, so we follow each other now. And maybe people that do. I mean, Eric's in the chat. Eric, do you find yourself? Does Twitter appear to be a good source of growth for you, or is it some other means? Like, is it being rated by other streamers that really does it? Like, what gets people in the door? We've been doing this show for like 10 years now. I still don't know how it works. I don't know how people find us.
I really have no idea how anybody. Well, like Dress and Yesh are real life people. Eric's a real life people. Kelly and Zaf we met in real life.
It's mostly people that we meet in real life that end up sticking around. But we've got our like Frankie Yu who found us through a random search.
Yes.
Will
Subject, how did you find us?
That was Dungeon Boss.
That was a Dungeon Boss thing, but was it through Twitter?
I think he was Googling Dungeon Boss. Or like twitching Dungeon Boss streams and found us, right?
I don't know.
Decon is fake.
Totally counts as real life.
It's totally not real life, but it was real enough. Put it that way.
I've been in the same space as you and shared a conversation.
That's enough. So Eric says, yeah, people he meets on Twitch then follow each other on Twitter, which is true. I follow people I follow on Twitch on Twitter. but for different reasons. Like some of it's like I get other content from them via Twitter that it's fine, but I don't really care. And yeah, don't forget about our podcast listeners. I don't know who they are.
Yeah, I know. Well, like yeah, there's a couple people that aren't active in chat, but like download and listen every week.
Yeah, we know them, but I think they've been around for a really long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know the other 40 downloads because it's not two-way. It's just us talking and they're out there somewhere.
Yeah. Swear jar at 90. Mom's at 90. I have to pee.
Yeah, you can.
Thank you for posting the thing in Discord that I see. I is excited.
Yeah, we found Arrowwad first, I think.
Yeah, I think I stalk people on Twitter sometimes. I get, like, if I see something, I'm like, oh, that's cool. Hi.
Yep. All right, then. I'm going to let Ashley go, and I can reset the swear jar count, so we'll be good for next week. I have to remember to report the swear jar count at the end of the show.
I'm, like, nervous to send stuff to Kelly now, because I'm like, good person looking at things.
You need an editor to look at your stuff. Because your stuff is really good, and if an editor looks at it and they tell you things you can do, it gets really gooder.
Really gooder?
That's the
I write so good, it's gonna blow your panties right off.
Yes. Ashley's an amazing writer, and she can be more amazing with somebody looking at her stuff and helping her make it more amazing.
I paid Steven to say that.
You didn't. I just really.
He goes on a date.
I devoured a book she wrote. Devoured it, and it wasn't even done. I read the crap out of that thing. I didn't even know it was you. I didn't even care.
Yay!
You know when your friends write and you're like, I'm reading this because they're my friend. That's not what that was. That was like, first it was like, I'm reading this because Ashley just wrote it, and then I'm like, screw it, I'm reading this because it's great. So there. All right, I love you guys. I'm gonna let her go pee. Y'all be good. Bye.
Okay, bye.